Orangeburg with Wofford and South Carolina State here in the Low Country in Orangeburg, and these are two very familiar programs in the FCS, Demetrius.
It is. We've actually played these guys a lot in the playoffs in 2005, I think was the last time that South Carolina State and Wofford played. And South Carolina State hadn't won a game against Wofford in probably about 42 years. And the reason I know that because it was 1976, which is the year I was born.
All right, we will take a commercial timeout. When we come back, we will be closer to kickoff between South Carolina State and the Wofford Terriers back after this on the MEAC Digital Network.
You was on, I think.
I was talking the whole time.
Win.
Back to Orangeburg, South Carolina here for South Carolina State and the Terriers of Wofford on MEAC's Digital Network broadcast on ESPN3. Tyler Cutt with a former South Carolina State coach, assistant Demetrius Davis, now coaches high school football at Winsboro with Fairfield Central High School, and we are here to bring you some FCS football, ranked number 8 in most polls, number 9 in some. It is the Wofford Terriers, 2 straight reigning defending FCS Southern Conference champions in 2017 and 2018. They come in this game with a lot of confidence and a lot of returners. Their entire offensive line is back, plus the backups, and they have a talented set of skill players. South Carolina State, they ended 2018 on a high note. They started 0-4, but won 4 of their last 5 games to kind of salvage the season, finishing 5-6. They've got a lot of upside as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a great outing. I mean, I think South Carolina State coming off their season last year, going to have a momentum swing coming into the season. And what better way to test where you are right now than going against the number 8 team in the country?
Number 8 Wofford Terriers, coached by Josh Conklin, of course, taking over for the longtime coach Mike Ayers just last year. This is his second year, took over for Ayers in the 2018 season after Ayers retired after 2017. 9-4 in 2018 for the Wofford Terriers, and as we said, 5-6 for the South Carolina State Bulldogs here on a gorgeous day in the OBG, Orangeburg, South Carolina. Wofford about ready to kick it off to the SC State Bulldogs. Bulldogs are in the burgundy tops with the white pants. Wofford in the away whites. And we're off on ESPN3. Ball goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the Bulldogs will come out and start from their own 20-yard line. So that leads us to bring you some of the starters for South Carolina State. Some experience here up front. One of your former players, Malik Mickle, on the left tackle at number 58, 6'3", 285-pound senior Tyson Gray, 6'4", 300-pound sophomore out of Columbia. Michael Terry is the center. He's out of Duluth, Georgia. Jalen Page out of Florence is the right guard. And the right tackle, I'm interested in seeing this young man, Alex Taylor, big 6'9", 310 at a Monk's corner. That's a big old boy right there.
That's a big guy. He's going to provide a wall over on the left side of the offensive line.
So out of the shotgun, we will see South Carolina State behind that big offensive line we just gave the description for, and it will be a read option for the quarterback, who gets a short gain, not much going there. We'll see 2 quarterbacks here today, Demetrius Davis. We'll see the starter from a year ago, Tyrese Nick, who gets the start. He is a redshirt junior. He actually was second in the MEAC in rushing. A quarterback, second in the conference in rushing. And we'll also see the redshirt freshman, Corey Fields, who's more of a thrower out of Hollywood, South Carolina, and Baptist Hill. Man in motion, 2nd and 8. Here is the play-action fake, and it's blocked away.
Oh, what a great play. They had a play-action fake, wanted to come and hit the guy in the flat with a little play-action bootleg pass, and the guy made a great play on that play. And that was
Jairo Wilson out of Calhoun, Georgia. He's one of the guys that I was excited about seeing here, Demetrius. You're talking about a guy who has NFL potential, 6'2", 220-pound senior, SoCon second team preseason. Out of the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Back to pass. A flag is down. They blow it dead.
Yeah, I think Mr. D.T. Wilson, I think he got to start a little early right there. Offside, should be on the defense.
Interesting play call there with Coach Buddy Pugh in his 18th season going deep there. That's the part of the defense, the part of this entire team for Wofford that actually has questions.
Yeah, one part that we thought we might have a little weakness with the DBs. Not a lot of guys with experience. You know, a lot of playing under the lights. You know, they hadn't had an opportunity to play and show what they can do. So that might be one avenue that coach might try to attack.
So they move it up 5 yards, make it unofficially 3rd and 3. 4-receiver set. It's going to be an option. They pitch it to the back, and he's going to get close to the first down yard marker. Looks like he just got it far side out across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and it is a first down for the SC State Bulldogs.
What do you imagine? What would you do on 3rd down against Wofford? You won the option. So,
little taste of their own medicine, if you will.
Well, football is a see monkey do outfit, so they like to see Wofford run the option, so they want to run the option themselves.
Running back was Tayshawn Baines out of Covington, Georgia, the true sophomore. Back to pass is Nick. He's going to throw this one deep over the middle. Got a man that is caught. Caught over the middle at the 25-yard line inside Wofford territory. And that was the man we've heard Buddy Pugh talk about so glowingly this week in our prep. Shaquan Davis, they call him Shaq.
Yeah,
6'5", 200-pound redshirt freshman out of Somerville.
Coach Pugh told me early in the week that he felt like Shaq was one of the best receivers he's had. He's 6'5", 200 pounds, and can run like a deer. So he's very excited about him. We look to see some more from him soon.
You called him pretty in the warm-ups. He's one of those pretty tall wide receivers you like to see as a coach.
Well, if you're a quarterback or a coach, you like to see those tall, pretty receivers.
Twins to the far side. Here is the handoff to Baines straight ahead. Picks up a good chunk there. This offensive line for SC State getting a good push on this opening drive.
Yeah, and, you know, for years, Wofford has always been a defense that's a bend but don't break offense. Defense. So if they can get down and get some points out of it, it'll be a plus for South Carolina State.
Only the second time in 12 years that SC State has opened the season at home. The last time was 2013 against Coastal Carolina. The last and only time in the previous 12 years. 3 receivers left, 1 right, and I think Wofford jumped. Going to be a free play for SC State. Throws this one deep into the end zone to Shaq Davis, and that is incomplete. But that was a free play. It's going to be 5 yards for the Bulldogs.
Right. They was able to get them off sides again. So they, through this film study, may have saw something that they can be able to exploit with these guys.
So that was a free play, now turned into 5 free yards. And this Wofford defense being tested a little bit.
It is, but like I told you earlier, though, Tyler, I mean, they're a great outfit, and it's going to be tough. We're going to have to actually bounce this thing and get this thing into the box here.
Southern Conference, a very high-scoring conference in FCS. Wofford was actually ranked first in defense in 2018. Here's a handoff to Baines again, near side, cuts it inside, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. Maybe not quite the 10 to the 11, and that picks up another first down. And should be close to a first and goal for the Bulldogs.
Right. That was a good tackle by Dimitri Redwood, and number 18. He came down and actually made a good tackle there.
Dimitri is really the only lone returner in that defensive backfield with any turns of experience outside of Mason Allstat and George Beasy. There's a number of guys that need to step up behind Allstat and Beasy. 2 receivers left. Back in that shotgun spread. Going to be a play-action fake. Throws this one over the middle. And what a grab over the middle. My goodness, DeMontrez Burrows out of Charlotte with a one-handed instant replay grab. SportsCenter Top 10 could be coming at you.
What a play. A little RPO action there. Great throw by the quarterback there, and what a catch there.
Oh, it looked initially it was a one-handed grab. I actually think he got both hands on it.
Yeah.
And that is a opening drive, very impressive for the South Carolina State Bulldogs, an underdog here at home in this game. And they started off striking first blood for 6 points.
Well, if Coach Pugh was dreaming a month ago how he wanted to start this game, I don't think he could have came up with a better plan. To take this ball down the field and score against the number 8 team in the country, I guarantee you it's going to build some momentum.
So here's the low spot, and that kick is good. South Carolina State leading 7-0 over the Wofford Terriers on the opening drive. And we are just getting started here in FCS action. Wofford ranked number 9 in some polls, 8 in other polls. 9 minutes remaining here in this first quarter of play. We'll keep it right here as you look at the South Carolina State bench, and we didn't have much of a pregame there, Demetrius Davis, but Coach Buddy Pugh returning for his 18th season, 125 wins, 71 losses, 4 wins away from the all-time record of Willie Jeffries. Of course, 3 wins to tie Willie, 4 to eclipse him, And that's saying something considering this field right here is named after Willie Jeffries.
Well, it's big. And to be at a school for 18 years and to do what he's done here, I mean, he deserves the opportunity to be able to have this record. So it's going to be exciting, and I'm hoping we're here when he gets this record.
So about to kick it off is Bredson. High end-over-end kick to Wofford, taken at the 5-yard line. Straight up the middle for the up back and gets it to the 25-yard line. And we will see the Wofford offense for the first time today, and very excited about seeing this offense, Demetrius. 5th in the nation in FCS, 311 yards per game. They return all 5 of their offensive linemen up front and all 5 backups. Their backups have gotten considerable playing time, so if one guy goes down, the next guy can certainly step right up.
Well, anytime you're talking about having continuity on your offensive line, you have a chance to be successful. So it's going to be exciting to see their offensive line against their defensive line.
And, of course, Wofford runs the famous triple option. They've been doing it for over 20 years. Play action fake. Going to roll out is Joe Newman, and it's incomplete. Joe Newman, one of the 2 quarterbacks, like SC State, you will see both these teams running 2 quarterback systems. It'll be Joe Newman to start things off, then Miller Mosley will see some playing time. Both can put it in the air. Newman passed for over 1,000 yards last year in 2018 and rushed for another 600.
Well, it was interesting to see Wofford come out and throw the ball on the first play. So I think they're changing up a little bit of what they're doing.
Look at this, Coach Davis. 3 receivers right out of the shotgun, not the triple option. And it's going to be a pass far side on a screen, and they pick up the first down and more as he's knocked out of bounds out across the 40, right around the 43. So how about this? When's the last time Wofford got out in a shotgun spread to start a football game?
Well, I wonder when is the last time Wofford came out and threw 2 consecutive passes to start a game.
Yeah. We heard some rumblings, and I actually think it was made public in a report by one of the Wofford beat writers that they were talking about opening things up on the offense because of the amount of skill players they have on this roster. Here's the handoff near side. Gets the edge, 45, and gets to midfield. Nice run there by the Terrier back. Let's see who that is. That was, well, don't have him on our depth chart. Let's look at the roster. I think that was DeMario Van Cleve.
Great tackle there by Scott Robinson, sophomore out of South Point High School. He was able to get there and get him on the ground.
Van Cleve out of Danville, Kentucky. Wofford will throw a number of running backs at you. Again, a bevy of skill players. Back to pass is Newman. He's going to go deep down the sideline, and that is caught. Did he catch that football? Yes, he did. Official makes the official signal. Right around the 10. Oh, my, what a grab.
What a great catch. Good coverage, I thought, by Mr. Dwayne Nichols there out of Lakeview High School. I thought he had good coverage, but a great pass and great catch.
That was T.J. Luther, the big play receiver. He had 23 yards per catch a year ago, 4 touchdowns last season, and he gets the 2019 campaign kicked off with another big play there. 20-plus yards on the catch. 3 receivers out of the shotgun spread. 4-man front for SC State. Takes a snap, handoff near side, cuts it inside, and he's still bouncing around. Finally cut down at the 5, but a flag is down.
Yeah, it's flag. I would think it was a hold. I was just about to say, Tyler, those offensive linemen are getting on those defensive linemen, and they're sticking to them. You know, anytime you can get on a defensive lineman and drive them like that, you know, you have an opportunity to be successful. We might have a hold here.
I tell you, Demetrius Davis, we have been around the Palmetto State a long time, and this is bizarre isn't the right word. I'm trying to find the adjective to see Wofford coming out in a shotgun spread and throwing time after time. 20-plus years, they have run that triple option, and they have run it to near perfection. I mean, think about it. The last 20 years, they have been in the top 10 in FCS rushing.
And they're always
triple option.
Yeah, they're always going to be in the top rushing, but to be able to add this component to their game is going to make them even more dangerous.
Back in that shotgun spread, twins to the right. Newman back in at QB, hands off to the back, and he picks up a couple there after the penalty. That is Blake Morgan. They nickname him Big Play Blake. He's out of St. John's, Florida, averages 6.5 yards a carry. Second down at about 20. quick-moving first quarter with 3 minutes left to play. It was a long, time-consuming drive by the Bulldogs. Wofford is trying to answer that opening score. 4 wide out, spread. Second down and long in Bulldog territory. Newman going to fire this one over the middle, incomplete, and the rush was on from SC State.
Yeah, what a great blitz right there. B.J. Davis. Coach Pugh talked a lot about B.J. Quick story about B.J. B.J. lives in Blair, South Carolina, which is in Fairfield County. But he went to South Point High School, and had I known that, I would have went and found him a long time ago.
You a little mad about that one?
Well,
a little bitter?
Well, Coach Pugh didn't tell me to this week. I needed to know that about 4 years ago.
B.J. Davis out of Blair right there in Fairfield County, but went up 77 to play for South Point and won a couple of state championships under Straight Heron. 4 wideouts. Back to pass is Newman again. Pocket collapses, still on his feet, and he gets hit hard at the 20-yard line. And how about this SC State defense returning a number of starters, 9 to be exact. They stand up on defense and force the Wofford special teams to come out and try a kick.
Yeah, talking to Coach earlier, he really felt good about his defensive line. He really felt good about his linebackers, and he felt good about his back-end guys. So if you can feel good about all those guys, you got a chance to be successful. So it's going to be exciting to watch him.
So this will be quite a long kick here for one of the best kickers in the Southern Conference. That is no good. No good, just wide left. No good for Wofford. So Luke Carter from Florence can't connect on the 40-plus yard field goal. And South Carolina State will get the ball back on a turnover on downs.
Mayans, Premier's tonight at 10 on FX.
Back to Orangeburg, South Carolina, and a missed field goal for Wofford gives the ball back to the South Carolina State Bulldogs with a 7-0 lead, and a little bit of a surprise here with about 8 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. We had some clock issues, and we had a clock on our TV screen, and then we had a no clock on the scoreboard, and they reset us here in the press box. So about 8 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 left. South Carolina State back in that shotgun spread. It's a little screen pass, and he gets through for a short gain there. That is Will Vereen's redshirt sophomore out of Little River, South Carolina. Played his high school football at Myrtle Beach. I saw one of the best high school football games I've ever seen in my life, and Will Vereen was a part of that. It was Myrtle Beach and Marlboro County. The game was in the high 40s. Crazy game. Wild shootout in Bennettsville. 4 wideouts, back to pass, and now he's going to run. Makes a little shifty move out across the 25 to about the 27. We'll see where they on spot. And that is still in at quarterback, Tyrese Nick. We told you he was second in the MEAC in rushing last year as a QB. He had 1,100 passing yards, and Buddy Pugh told me he would like to see his percentage go up from about the mid-40s to the 60s.
Well, I can understand that. That would mean he would be doing pretty good, especially with his feet and being able to run the ball we do. That would be a much improved bonus for him.
3 left, 1 right. A lot of different formations here early for the Bulldogs. Going to roll to his left, throws, and that's incomplete. The rush was coming for the Terriers. Joe Beckett in on the rush. And that will force a punt. Bulldogs coming out to kick it away to Wofford. So that's kind of what we expected from the Wofford defense, a team from a year ago that was 10th in FCS, giving up 19 points per game.
And you have to remember, Tyler, in college, this is your first time having the opportunity to go against a different opponent. You know, in high school, you have a chance to do scrimmages and things of that nature. You don't have that on this level.
high end-over-end punt for our first punt of the game, and that's fair caught right around the 38, and that's where the Terriers will put it in play. Go back to the Wofford offense now, who did not run one triple option play. It was all out of that spread.
I don't think it'll be too long before we see the option coming, though.
Offensive coordinator for the Terriers, Wade Lang, has been with the school and the team 32 years. He's been the offensive coordinator 30 seasons. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. But how about that? Talk about longevity. 30 years with the same school.
I tell you, he must do a great job to be able to school for 30-something years, and to be able to be with Mike Ayers and to be able to be with Coach Conklin now tells you that he does a great job because he kept him there.
Josh Conklin, in his second year, 9-4 a year ago, very intense guy, defensive-minded coach. He actually was with Wofford in the mid-2000s, 07, 08, around there, when they had a lot of success there in the Southern Conference. Then went to Division I FBS and coached with the Pittsburgh Panthers, was the defensive coordinator there. And the tip in his cap, if you will, was slowing down the Clemson Tigers. And remember that year Panthers beat Clemson, and that was the year Clemson won the national championship the first time.
Well, that's a good tip in the cap. I mean, to be able to slow those guys down, that means he knows what he's doing. And I guarantee you that the Wofford defense is compatible to playing the way that Pittsburgh played that night.
Big game for South Carolina State, home opener for only the second time in 12 years. But Wofford wins these games. Since 2000, the Wofford Terriers are 25-3 versus non-conference FCS opponents. So they win these ball games.
Well, they win a lot of ball games, but including these, but when we was at South Carolina, I can remember playing Wofford, and it always was a tough football game. I mean, they're physical, and it's tough to stop that option. And with them adding the pass with this thing, they're going to be a very, very good football team.
Wofford, we talked about all their returners on offense with that offensive line, skill players, and quarterbacks. The interesting thing, though, this roster, 47% of it are freshmen.
Right.
Back to Orangeburg, South Carolina, Wofford and South Carolina State. The Terriers now set up in that triple option. We are familiar with in their second drive of the game, handoff near side, and he gets out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That is Nathan Walker out of Ridgeville. He is the leading returning starter from a year ago, 549 rushing yards, averaged 7 yards every time he touched it.
And what a great play from the defensive end there, Dominguez Wilson out of Marlboro County High School. That was a great play for him to come and running back down from the backside.
Back in that shotgun spread. DB's backing off for SC State. Here's the handoff far side, trying to get free, and finally run down around the 44-yard line. That was T.J. Luther. He had the big grab inside the red zone on the last drive for the Terriers. If you're SC State, Buddy Pugh and his coaches prepared for this triple option, and they're seeing something completely different.
Well, I think they would rather see this than to see the triple option.
Okay. I agree with you. Now, kind of break that down after this play here. 3 receivers left. None on the right side. Going to play a play-action fake, and it's tipped and intercepted. Oh, no. Just dropped it. That could have been a fat guy touchdown. Pick 6 in a hurry, but just did drop it. Couldn't hold on to it.
And that was redshirt freshman Shaheem Haltawanga out of White Knoll High School. That would have been definitely a play that would have changed the complex of this game here.
That is a tough one. Look how close this was. Oh, my goodness. In and out of his hands. And it brings up 4th down.
I guarantee Coach Pugh is going to go over to him and tell him now, you got to make these kind of plays in this kind of game. When you get an opportunity, you have to capitalize.
I want to bring this up. You talked about how Buddy Pugh and his staff prepared for this triple option. They're seeing the spread. Why would they rather see the spread? I mean, of course, the triple option a little harder to defend as that was almost a block, and there is a flag. Wofford, I think, is going to get the football right back. But I guess the spread, it's a team that isn't normally passing it out.
Well, you see the spread more, and a lot of teams are going away from the triple option. So when you play teams that run the triple option, it makes you build a fundamentally sound defense, and you have to get guys on the ground. Whereas in the spread, if you can get guys to just rally to the football, you can actually get people on the ground. But you can isolate people so much with that triple option. That's why people prefer to see the spread.
Yep, well said. So the penalty will send Wofford out on offense. That's a tough one for SC State. They made that great stop there.
Well, that was tough, and that's why I said earlier, when you have an opportunity to make that play, you get a chance to go up 14-0 now. Now you gave Wofford the opportunity to continue their drive here.
So the Terriers get a big break, and they place the football near midfield at the Terrier 49. 1st and 10 with under 5 to play in the first. Back to pass, throws, and that is caught. Nice reception by T.J. Luther, breaking a couple tackles down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. Boy, I tell you, this T.J. Luther, he is special. Big catches, breaks a couple of tackles. He does a lot of things for a true sophomore.
Right, and on the tackle was Dwayne Nichols that came down and got him on the ground there because it looked like he might have had a chance to go score there.
Nichols has covered a lot of ground here so far in the first.
He had.
So look at this new formation here for Wofford. 3 backs out of the shotgun. Kind of like a wishbone out of that shotgun spread. Going to be a handoff near side, and he's cut down. That's Luther. So they're using him as a wideout and a runner.
Right. And what that says is he's versatile. He's a guy that they can give him the pitch and he can run it, or they can hand it to him, he can run it. So that sounds like a guy that's a Wofford kind of guy.
You know, and that's how they recruit.
They do.
You know, covering high school football, when you coaching it, when you see certain kids go to Wofford, you just kind of realize, well, that's what they like. They like those guys that can do so many different things on offense. 3 wideouts. Joe Newman still in at QB. We have yet to see Miller Mosley. Newman slaps his hands. He's ready. It's going to be the option going far side. He keeps it, and he gets it inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Solid run there, and that was a great push on that right side of the line for Wofford. Justice Basinger, the preseason All-American, 6'4", 305-pound senior, along with Josh Berger out of Ohio.
And once again, you saw B.J. Davis there on the tackle there.
Not only does Wofford return all of their starters on the offensive front and the backups, they return their tight ends as well. Nick Karras, number 89. He's a big one, 6'4", 220. 3 wideouts. Jason Hill lined up wide to the far side. It's going to be another screen pass, and he is hit immediately as soon as he caught it. Still picked up a couple, and this could be short of a first down. See what kind of spot they give him. Indeed, it is 4th down, and they're going to call it inches. Might even have a measurement. And they just give it to him. So they gave him the old right foot spot.
Yeah, that was the right foot spot. They was like, we don't want to bring the chains out, so we'll go ahead and give it to him.
Very methodical drive here for the Terriers, Demetrius. Some runs, some passes. Keeping SC State off balance. Back to pass. Rush is coming. They pick it up. Newman, wide open receiver, and it's incomplete, and a flag is down. I think Newman got hit late.
Yeah, I think they're going to get B.J. for roughing the passer here.
The helmet came off for Newman, one of the team leaders. And this is going to be a big blow to the SC State defense. And there it is, personal foul, roughing the passer.
And I tell you, Tyler, roughing the passer and stuff like that is a tough penalty, but as a coach, you want your kids to be aggressive, and you want your guys to come out and play hard, and sometimes you have to take the bitter with the sweet with some of those penalties, but that was a big penalty there to continue to get this drive going.
So new set of downs for the Terriers, 1st and 10. Ball inside the 15. Mark it at about the 14. 2 backs, 3 wideouts. Still a 4-man front for SC State. And it's going to be an option. They pitch it out, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Finally, SC State is able to drag down a Wofford runner behind the line of scrimmage, and they chase down Blake Morgan.
Once again, that's Mr. Dwayne Nichols out there making that tackle with other host of Bulldogs out there. Great play by the defense there.
Tell you, Davis and Nichols have been all over the field here early in this non-conference FCS matchup between two Palmetto State programs, two proud programs connected by I-26. Orangeburg, of course, here in the low country towards Charleston, and Wofford towards Spartanburg in the upstate. Newman, pump fake, back to pass, throws this one over the middle, and that is knocked away, incomplete. 3rd down and 11 upcoming.
Great defensive play there. They wanted to throw the bubble there and then try to run a post behind the free safety there, and the free safety did a great job of staying back there.
I have that as Scott Robinson.
Another South Point guy.
Redshirt freshman for the Bulldogs, as you see him there on your screen. We're seeing a lot of freshmen get playing time in this game.
It is.
Third down and 11. Wofford deep inside Bulldog territory in the red zone. Passing down here for the Terriers. Back to pass is Newman. He's rushed, throws, and it's incomplete. Just behind the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down and 11.
Tried to go a little RPO off that, and the defense guys did a great job of being obedient there, and they made him throw a little bad throw there, and it got a little short, so it brings up 4th down.
So this will bring out Wofford's kicker, Luke Carter, who missed about a 40-plus yarder his last time out. This is about a 30, we'll call it a 34-yarder from the left hash. Spot kick, and that looks to be good enough, and it is. Wofford is on the board. It's 7-3. South Carolina State leads Wofford. And the Bulldogs still hold the lead. And how about this defense, Demetrius? They've stood up.
Defense stood up. I tell you, it's a bend but don't break outfit. But now I just go back to Mr. Halterwanger play. If he can make that play there, they're off the field there. But the way to hold them to 3 there, I think Coach Pugh take that as a win.
All right, we will take a commercial timeout. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3. South Carolina State lead. Welcome back to Willie Jeffries Field at Oliver C. Dawson Stadium in Orangeburg, South Carolina, as the Bulldogs of South Carolina State lead it over Wofford 7-3. Bulldogs with another defensive stand will get the football back. You know, for South Carolina State fans, they got to be loving this. I mean, Wofford comes in ranked number 8 in the country in FCS polls, and this is a team that was only slated and predicted to finish 6th in the MEAC. So, you know, they're coming out against one of the top dogs in the country, and they're looking pretty strong here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I've been impressed. They've been able to do some things on offense that I didn't expect them to do, and defensively, they seem like they've been able to get off the field and hold Wofford to 3 points so far. So, hats off to those guys so far.
So, South Carolina State will come out on offense. We told you about Buddy Pugh, 4 wins away from the all-time record. But how about this? Looking at the prep, and this stat jumped out to me. Last playoff appearance for the Bulldogs, 2013. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
And I know for fans, and, you know, Buddy Pugh will be the first to tell you, you know, that hurts him. He wants to get back there. Handoff near side. What a big hole opening up, like the opening of the parting of the Red Sea, if you will. Right up the middle. Tyson Gray, Michael Terry, and Jalen Page up the middle. And it's a gain of about 6. So second and manageable for the Bulldogs. And it is still Tyrese Nick in at QB. Buddy Pugh likes what he has seen from his returning starter at quarterback. Pitch, far side, nowhere to go. Wrapped up in the backfield for a huge loss. Oh, my.
What a great play right there. He was able to get Tanner Barnes in on that tackle. What a great tackle for a big loss on that play.
Saw Joe Beckett in there as well from Lexington, South Carolina. A huge loss on that play. 3rd down and 11, and a timeout is called. So in this timeout, Demetrius Davis, what are you telling your Bulldogs after that? Wofford is hungry. They realize that they got off to a rough start, and it looks like they are focused back in this game.
Well, a football game is a game of momentum, so you want to get a timeout there to kind of slow them down there and see if you can get something on this first down here. But the last thing you want to do here is panic, turn the ball over, and give them a short field. So I think I would be a little conservative if I was Coach Pugh and his staff.
This is the MEAC Digital Network broadcast on ESPN3. We'll take a timeout. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN.
I need to be a part of the club.
It's the line. You cross it, ain't no walking it back.
You're not gonna let it go until it's finished. Neither will I.
Mayans premieres tonight at 10 on FX.
And welcome back to Oliver C. Dawson Stadium. South Carolina State facing a 3rd and 11 in their own territory, right around the 24-yard line. And what do you draw up here, Demetrius Davis?
It might be a draw play or something, but I wouldn't do nothing too dangerous here, Tyler.
Back to pass is Nick being chased. Throws this one, and it is incomplete. Had a wide-open receiver, but he had a man on his tail coming right at him.
Yeah, that was a tough call there. But Thad Magnum did a great job of coming in and putting some pressure on the quarterback there to cause him to throw it a little low.
Mangum out of Piedmont, one of the returning starters for the Wofford Terriers, and it will force a punt for South Carolina State. This is the part of the game, Demetrius, we just talked about it going into break. Wofford kind of got a wake-up call after that opening drive for SC State, going right down the field and scoring, missing a field goal, and finally kicking one. This is a huge drive for the Terrier offense and an even bigger drive for the SC State defense.
I agree. It's going to be a drive where the defense need to come out and get a stop.
And there's a big hit laid. And give credit to number 28 on your screen, John-L. Brown, redshirt senior out of St. Stephen. And let's look at your first quarter stats here. Nothing that really jumps out to you. Tyrese Nick, 3 of 5. 51 yards in that touchdown. DeMontrez Burrows with the 11-yard grab. It was set up by Shaq Davis's 38-yard reception.
Right.
And offensively for Wofford, it is Joe Newman, 4 of 10 for 73 yards. A Wofford quarterback with 70 yards passing in the first quarter, and a Wofford running back with under 10 yards rushing in the first quarter. That is something you do not see in Terrier football.
It's a new day in Wofford.
All right, let's take a break. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN.
I've done this. So let's get after it. What would you like the power to do?
And back to Orangeburg, South Carolina. Wofford Terriers with the football. Start of the second quarter. And we apologize for mixing up the time at certain times in this broadcast. They do not have a game clock on the scoreboard, so we're doing our best. And this is Joe Newman going to run 40-45, and he's upended after a first down run at the 49-yard line. Nice run for the Wofford Terrier quarterback.
Yeah, and Jacoby Durant came in out of Lamar, a redshirt sophomore, 6'2", 205, came in and made the tackle there.
SC State runs a multiple 4 defense. Demetrius Davis, break that down for me. What can you tell me about a multiple 4?
Well, it's going to be a 4-man front, which means that it's going to be basically a 2 high safety look, or they might go what we call 8-man, which is a 1 high safety look. So the main thing that you're looking at with the 4 down is that you have 4 defense linemen in the game.
Now, I'm curious, you coached with Buddy Pugh for many years here in Orangeburg. What can you say about his defenses and offense in terms of his system? Does he change up every couple years depending on his talent, or is he a guy that has his system and he implements it?
Well, he's a guy that's going to cater to what talent he has. So if he have a bunch of defensive linemen, then he's going to do a 4-man front. If he have a bunch of linebackers that run around a lot, he might go to a 3-man front where he can add a linebacker on the field. So he kind of catered to what's his talent pool at the time.
So a timeout is called. .30-second timeout as South Carolina State is already out of the huddle, and they will come back out. Buddy Pugh said something very interesting to me on the phone this week when he said he's not a guy that really looks at scheme anymore. You know, he's done this such a long time. He looks at the fundamentals. He looks at the awareness of the players. He looks at how they tackle, and then he kind of gives his input to the coordinators, and they handle the rest.
And that's the way to do it. You want to go with your coordinators, and you want your guys to do what they feel good doing.
Twins to the far side, lone back for Wofford, hand up straight ahead, and he is tackled immediately, and that is
Tyrell Goodwin. That's out of AC Flora High School from Columbia, South Carolina. Senior, 6 foot, 265 pounds.
He's a good-looking player, isn't he? He's
a great-looking player. His younger brother actually is a freshman for us at Fairfield Central right now.
There you go. Get a good look at Xavier Johnson, redshirt sophomore, number 99. He's going to line up on the right side of the line at defensive end. It's a 2nd down and 7 at midfield for the Terriers. They trail 7-3. Takes a snap, handoff near side, nowhere to go in the backfield. Bulldogs out there to get him. And we just called his name. There he is again, Tyrell Goodwin.
That's Tyrell again. Tyrell's a good football player. He's one of the stronger guys on this team. He's probably a 500-pound bencher guy. So he's a strong guy, and you can see it on that play.
He does got a little belly on him. You know, don't be fooled. He might enjoy one of the sponsors here at South Carolina State, Popeyes, but look here. He's got those big arms. He's got extremely large arms.
He does.
He's got tree trunks for arms. Out of the shotgun. Back to pass, being chased, throws, and that is caught inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, and that is going to be good enough for a Wofford first down.
What a great job of continuing that play right there. I mean, I thought he was going to be sacked there. He was able to get that ball out to get a first down. What a great play by the quarterback.
I had to use the Popeyes reference, Demetrius Davis, because they have it here in the press box. They take care of us up here at South Carolina State, and I was hoping they would have the brand-new chicken sandwich that has gone viral, but they didn't have it.
Well, Mr. Sidney Fullerton, that's a South Carolina State alum, is the owner of Popeyes here, and he's the guy that does all this for South Carolina State.
There you go, your local connection. Still no chicken sandwich, though. Still haven't tried it. 7-3, handoff straight ahead, and it's a short gain there for the Terrier back, but that's what this Terrier offense is used to doing. I mean, 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust.
Exactly. 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust, and anything less than 5 yards, more than 5 yards on 4th down, they normally go for it.
2nd and 7, ball at the 35. Terrier football on the move on this offensive drive, trailing 7-3 here in the first half. Three wideouts. And here's the handoff far side. Nowhere to go. Tyrell Goodwin is having himself a drive. Look at this. That is 3 tackles in the backfield on this drive alone.
Well, if Tyrell haven't had a Popeyes chicken sandwich, you need to go get him one. I tell you, he deserves one now. 3 tackles in a row.
Woof. Get a look at Bruce Johnson there. Number 98.
I tell you, I've been impressed with this defensive front, though. I've been impressed with them getting the push against these 5 returning starters that Wofford does have.
3rd and 13. Big 3rd down for the SC State defense. If the Terriers can even pick up 10 yards, it could be field goal range for Luke Carter. And it's an incomplete pass far side, and that will bring up 4th down.
Great coverage again by Mr. B.J. Davis there out of Blair, South Carolina. South Point High School was there on the coverage. Now it's 4th down.
I think you said it in the first quarter, Demetrius Davis, as Wofford comes out to punt. B.J. Davis is a guy that Buddy Pugh talked about glowingly, and the big thing he told me about him is that he just covers so much ground.
Exactly. He compared him to Darius Leonard, and to be able to compare him to a guy that led the NFL in tackles last year.
NFL Rookie of the Year.
NFL Rookie of the Year. And, I mean, that's a great asset to have.
So that's a high, short punt, and it will go out of bounds right around the 22, and that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. I mean, what more can you say about this SC State defensive effort, although it does kind of play into what we talked about, Wofford trying something new on offense, a new scheme, running a little spread. Normally they're in that triple option, and the Bulldogs have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, I've been impressed with getting the push up front and the secondary guys, getting those guys on the ground in space. That's normally where where Wofford isolates you, it's getting in space, and those skill guys can make you miss, and there's nobody there for the final line of defense.
We'll take a timeout on the field. You're watching MEAC football on ESPN3.
Finished. Neither will I.
Mayans premieres tonight at 10 on FX.
Back to Willie Jeffries Field at Oliver C. Dawson Stadium in Orangeburg, South Carolina for the Bulldogs and the Terriers. Two Palmetto State teams clashing here as SC State has the football midway through the second quarter. And it's a read option run for Tyrese Nick off tackle for a gain of about 5.
Yeah, that was your option look back, a little speed option look. Green and 5, that's a good call there on first down.
4 wideouts again. Look at this Wofford defense running around. They're out of position. Here's the pitch near side, and they're going to take advantage of it. First down pickup once again for Tayshawn Baines out of Covington, Georgia. Looks like he just got the first down. Yes, he did. They're going to place the football, let's see, at the 40-yard line. New set of downs for the Bulldogs.
That's a big first down there. You're coming out, you're looking at the momentum shift there. To be able to drive this ball down the field will be impressive right here, Tyler.
They saw that defensive shift to the left side, and they went to the right. I wonder if that was a quick audible by Tyrese Nick. Back to pass. Pocket collapses, but he gets the ball out, throws it, and that's completed at midfield. That is Shaq Davis and a gang tackle there at midfield.
Well, I don't know if we can say gang tackle because he never went down. Big Shaq, it took the whole Wofford defense, and he's still standing and walking around.
Yeah, still on his feet. They blow the whistle and stop the play. It's 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard catch. Well, he's a good-looking receiver. I know we talked about it in the first quarter, but Buddy Pugh, redshirt freshman, he's got to be excited about Davis. 6'5", 200-pounder, and he has already made a big impact here in this first half in the first game of the 2019 season. Nick back to pass again, throws this one over the middle. That is caught in stride. 25, 20, still on his feet, 15, 10, 5. Tackled at the goal line. Demontrez Burrows in stride over the middle, and it's 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
What a great pass and a great catch over the middle. That was a great pass by the quarterback there to get it to Demontrez there and go and run. And thought he was going to score there, but he's tackled on the 1-yard line.
Burrows out of Charlotte had 12 catches a year ago. As you see the replay, boy, right in stride. What a throw by Nick. We're already seeing the improvement from a year ago. I mean, he has been on the money with his passes. Here is the handoff up the middle to Tayshawn. Can he get in there? Looks like he got stopped shy right there at the 1.
Yeah, Jairod Wilson came in and made that play there out of Calhoun, Georgia. Great play on the goal line there.
2nd and goal. Place the football at the 2. It's 7-3 SC State, but they are knocking on the door. It's going to be a read option. Pitched out. Tayshawn Baines. Can he get in? No signal. Stopped at the 1. My goodness, what a stop by the Wofford defense.
What a great play there. I thought he was going to get in there.
Thought so too.
Looked like he ran into a wall there.
I think that was D.T. Wilson to meet him there at the goal line. Tayshawn Baines, don't be fooled by his 5'9" stature. He's got a physical presence and a wide frame. 3rd down and goal. Line up under center. Tyrese Nick, Baines in the backfield. Nick going to keep it himself, slips through for the score. Touchdown, South Carolina State on the quarterback sneak.
Great call there. He just found a little crease there and was able to get the ball over the pylon there. So great call there by the South Carolina State staff.
It's actually become a new thing in high school football ranks where coaches will tell their quarterbacks, look what the defensive line gives you. If you see a crease, just go ahead and audible the play and take it over because the offensive line is going to push forward regardless.
Well, we often say attack the bubble. We called a little hole in the defense, the bubble there. So we tell the quarterback, if you see the bubble, attack it.
Low snap kick, and it is good. It is 14-3. A bit of a shocker here in Orangeburg, but the Bulldog fans, they absolutely love it. SC State leading it by a couple of scores. see the South Carolina State band.
Yeah, you can't come to Orangeburg to a game and not go enjoy the March in 101.
Mayans, premieres tonight at 10 on FX.
Back to Orangeburg, South Carolina, where the Bulldogs of SC State lead the number 8 team in the country in FCS by a score of 14-3 late in the first half. Bit of a surprise, upset brewing, and the Terriers are going to try to get back together on offense and get a drive going. Here is the special teams return, and boy, you talked about momentum, and even on special teams it carries over, and there was a big hit there by a couple of the special teamers for SC State.
Yeah, when that momentum shifts, I tell you, it's like another human being comes into the stadium. So right now, Mo is what we call him, and Mo is on South Carolina State's side.
Chandler Talbert in on the stop for special teams, as you see the SC State cheerleaders. So curious to see what Wofford does coming out here on offense. They have primarily been out of the spread. We've seen maybe 3 or 4 option plays this entire first half from them. Let's see how they come out and react. Here we go. I formation. First time we've seen this. Going to hand off near side, and look at that gap close quickly. This SC State front line is getting a huge push, and they make another stop in the backfield. We got a new QB for the Terriers. It is number 4, Miller Mosley out of Mobile, Alabama. And we knew this would happen. We expected this. 2 quarterbacks will get playing time for the Terriers. 100 yards rushing, 400 yards passing, 2 touchdowns each on the ground and in the air in 2018. And Mosley's going to keep it himself, and once again stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this South Carolina State D-line is attacking the line of scrimmage. Right now, if we had to say who's winning up front in the trenches right now, I think the hat goes to South Carolina State right now.
Which I don't think anybody would have predicted that, considering all the experience back and the accolades, the preseason All-American, the first and second team SoCon players for Wofford. But it's the SC State guys that are playing better. See some new linemen in there for Wofford. I see Zach Kurz there on the left side of the line. Back to pass is Mosley. Oh, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And brings up 4th down.
What a great play there by Mr. Rod Perry there, the redshirt senior out of Knightdale, North Carolina there. Great push, got in the backfield, and caused him to be able to throw that ball into the stands.
You could not ask for a better half of football if you're Buddy Pugh against the number 8 team in the country. Your offense has done just enough, couple of drives, couple of scores, but your defense has stood tall so many times when they needed it.
Well, anytime you're playing a team that's in the top 10 in the country, you have to be good on special teams, and you got to be good on defense. And then if you don't turn it over and do nothing crazy on offense, you have an opportunity to win.
Long kick here, and that is, muffed. Wofford going to get it, and now we've got a scrum. Who's going to pick up this fumble? Oh, boy. SC State finds a way to hop back on it. Boy, that game could have turned around on a dime right there.
I felt like I might have cursed him because I just said on special teams you have to be good, and then he came out and coughed the ball up.
And it's those little things you got to do if you want to beat a top team like this. You're absolutely right, Demetrius Davis.
If you go back and watch any game that's been played, it comes down to 2 or 3 plays a game that causes a football team to either win or lose. And that definitely might have been one that would have went negative against South Carolina State.
So, looks like we have an officials timeout. Not sure if that was one of the teams calling a timeout. So, SC State's going to come back to the sideline. Buddy Pugh is going to get his troops together. And now Josh Conklin is going to get the Terriers together. Let's take a timeout on the field. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3. South Carolina, Nick going deep downfield, and that is incomplete. One-on-one coverage down the sideline. And for South Carolina State, that was Will Vereen And that was really good coverage by Wofford.
Yeah, George Beasy was on the coverage there, 5'8", 180-pound senior out of Tennessee. Great coverage there. South Carolina State felt a little momentum and wanted to take a shot there.
They have been attacking the interior of this defense in the passing game, one of the inexperienced positions of the Terriers. And a flag is down.
Look like it's going to be false start on number 58 there. Malik Milko out of Fairfield Central High School. I guess they got to blame that on his head coach that he jumped off sides there.
And that would be you, sir, the coach of the Fairfield Central Griffins. You got to be proud of him, though. I mean, I mentioned him to Buddy Pugh, and, I mean, he was so proud of him and talked about how he was thankful to have him as much time as he did.
Right. He's turned out to be a good player there. He's matured a lot, and I think Coach Pugh had a lot to do with that.
About 5 minutes left. Back to pass. Nick, great protection. Throws this one deep down the far side, and that's incomplete. Nobody could have got that one. That was well overthrown. I'll tell you what, though, Nick throws a good ball.
I tell you what, he threw that a long ways, too. Great ball, great protection. He stood back there for about 15, 20 minutes, seemed like.
So was that third down or fourth down? I think that was
second down.
Yeah, so now it will be third down and long. SC State taking a little while to get this play in. We do not have a play clock here. Yes, we do. 6 seconds remaining. Better get this thing off, and they do. Nick back to pass. Throws this one again deep downfield to Shaq Davis, and it's incomplete. Davis wants a pass interference, not going to get it, and it brings up fourth down. Davis wants to say he was hindered on that route, pushing and shoving going on. And there's a little jarring now. Who is that for Wofford?
That's George Beasy.
Yeah.
One that was on the play last time. So George letting him know that he's here.
A little friendly mouthiness, if you will.
Oh, yeah, just friendly competition.
Competitive. 14-3, South Carolina State leads Wofford. Bulldogs trying to start off the 2019 on the right foot.
Well, I'll tell you this, Tyler. I can remember Coach Holtz used to say that the most important part of a football game was 5 minutes before the half and 5 minutes after half.
Yep.
So I want to make sure that we understand that there's a lot of football left to be played here.
No return on the Wofford punt, so the Terriers will come out. 1st and 10, deep in their own territory. Let's see where they spot it. We've got zebras all over the field. And seems to be the 11-yard line. So that's where the Terriers will put it in play. And Josh Conklin and Coach Lang, the offensive coordinator, will try to draw something up here to get Wofford back on the board. The only score for them is about a 33-yard field goal. I formation. Going to be a handoff straight ahead, and he's tackled after a nice gain of 6 or 7.
Once again, that's Mr. Dwayne Nichols from Lakeview High School on the tackle there.
Twins to the far side. Out of the eye. Miller Mosley, the QB, under center. He's going to hand off straight ahead, just powers his way, trying to pick up a couple extra yards in the first down, and he does. It's a new set of downs for the Terriers.
Seemed like Coach Conklin has tried to see if we can get a little push up front and let his returning offensive linemen see if they can lay on South Carolina State defensive line a little bit, and got a first down there.
Also, he seems to be done with that experiment with the spread and going back to power football, what Wofford knows best.
Yeah, sometimes people can get a little cute.
3 receivers left, none on the right. Mosley claps his hands. He's ready for the snap. There it is. Hand off to the back. Nothing there. He tried to make a couple of jukes and just nothing doing there. For the back, Nathan Walker. He's gotten the carry the last couple of times out of Ridgeville, South Carolina, in the Aiken area. 2nd down and 10. Clock ticking. 3 wideouts, SC State. And a bunched 4-man front. Looks like they got a linebacker coming. And here's the throw in the flat to the tight end, and he is tackled quickly on the out route. was 86 on the reception. Garrison Moore out of Columbia. Ben Lippen High School, the BL on the 215.
Right, and on the tackle looked to be Zafir Kelly out of Irmo High School on the tackle.
A couple of Columbia kids going at it.
Exactly.
3 wide outs. This is a big 3rd and 7. Terriers trying to keep this drive alive. Rolling to his left, throws, and that is caught close to a first down at the 39. That is Dorian Lindsay, and they give him the first down. New set of downs, and Wofford can't quite run no huddle because now they've got substitutions, and their coaches are not happy. Back in the shotgun. 2 third-down conversions on this drive, Demetrius.
2 big third-down conversions.
Out of the shotgun again. Mosley back to pass. Pocket collapses, throws, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Moore again. That little flat pattern, but there were more red jerseys than white when he threw that one.
It was, and almost was interception by Mr. B.J. Davis there again.
Second down and 10. Feels like we've said this a lot, but it's so true when you're playing the 8th-ranked team in the country. It seems like every defensive stop is crucial to keep that momentum on your side.
Every snap is crucial, Tyler. Every snap is important to make sure you can keep Mo on your side.
4 wide out, 2nd and 10. Linebackers roaming around for SC State. Mosley's going to run. Coming near side, steps out of bounds, stops the clock at about the 44. And let's see where they spot this football. Yep, at the 44, so it's about a 3rd and 5 now for the Terriers. And another big 3rd down conversion. They've converted 2 already, and they're just trying to cross midfield to keep this drive alive and get something on the scoreboard. 14-3, South Carolina State leads, and this Bulldog fan base is getting loud. Back of the shotgun, 3 wideouts. 2 backs. A lot of different formations for the Terriers in this first half. And here comes the blitz for SC State. It's picked up. Mosley still on his feet, tries to get free, and he's going to be short of a first down.
Depending on the spot, looked like he might have it there.
What a spot, Coach Davis. Look at that. I thought he was well shy 2-3 yards, and that was, once again, one of those right foot spots. They give it to him, and that's going to be at the 49. He must have put that football out and lunged out because I thought he was well short. Back in the shotgun. Mosley rolling to his left, and that's intercepted. Picked off by South Carolina State.
Once again, that's B.J. Davis, redshirt freshman out of Blair, South Carolina, Fairfield County, South Point High School.
And what did we say? Buddy Pugh said this young man just roams the field. Even if he doesn't make the tackle or make the play, he's there. He's in there somehow, some way, and there the ball was thrown right to him. He cuts off the route, and SC State is back in business in Wofford territory.
Well, there's an old saying that big-time players make big-time plays in big-time situations, and that was a big-time play by a big-time player.
Well said. B.J. Davis, a redshirt freshman, coming up big for the Bulldogs against the number 8 team in the nation in FCS. Tyrese Nick running around. Slips out of a tackle. Still on his feet. Throws this one. Wide open receiver. Caught at the 15. That's Shaq Davis. Makes a man miss. Still on his feet. Down at the 5. It's 1st and goal. That is actually DeMontrez Burrows on the reception. And what made that play happen was Tyrese Nick staying alive, evading the sack. Burrows found an open space. As you see him evade the sack on the replay, and he got hit as he threw. Burrows wide open there at the 15 and down at the 5. And we have an injured Bulldog player. That's Malik Mickle, and he is limping off. Oh, no, flag down. Late flag and a penalty on SC State. That was a late flag, Coach Davis.
Very late. I didn't see it come down.
Very late flag on the play, but it must be a spot foul.
Yeah, I think it was a dead ball foul.
So South Carolina State is actually still going to have this football in great field position at the 27. Three wideouts, right, one left. Shotgun. Nick, back to pass. Rolling to his right, flips it to the back. That's Tayshawn Baines, and he's wrapped up and taken out of bounds for a loss on the play.
South Carolina State actually wanted to set up a screen there, and the Wofford defense was able to get on it. And Joe Beckett was the guy that was on the running back the whole time there.
Kind of a rolling screen there.
Another penalty down.
Looks to be a holding penalty on South Carolina State, and we have another injured Bulldog flat on his back at the 30-yard line. That's Tayshawn Baines, the running back.
You have to wonder this time of year with the humidity and things like that early in the season with guys cramping. You know, that's a big deal this time of year that you have to be prepared for. So hopefully there's no major injuries. Hopefully guys are just cramping up a little bit.
I believe I heard the public address say 43 seconds remaining in the first half. 14-3, South Carolina State leads Wofford. As, oh boy, you see the trainers helping Baines off the field. You do not want to see this.
Right.
That's a shame. Trying to keep his weight off his legs there as the Bulldogs come out. So after the penalty, it is first down and 20 yards to go. Nick going to roll to his right, flips it, and that is caught near the 30 for a nice gain on the play. That is Juwan Moody out of Conway. And a timeout is called. A lot of Moody's there in Conway.
They are. We had a Samaj Moody one time that played at South Carolina State. I think he was somewhere from around that area too.
So a timeout is called with just under a minute to play in this first half. South Carolina State trying to at least get in some sort of position for a field goal or maybe take a shot to the end zone to go up 3 scores.
A score here is big. I often tell my coaches in this situation right here, though, Tyler, you don't want to do nothing crazy here because, once again, it's right before the half. You know, so a score here would be a bonus, but now at the same time, you don't want to force nothing and regret it later.
With Tayshawn Baines going down, we will probably see Datron James or Omar Cummings at running back. Let's see here. Yep, there's James.
Yeah, and Coach Pugh said earlier in the week that they had a committee. He said you probably even see Mr. LeBron Mars come in and play a little running back also for him.
3 wideouts left, 1 right. Back to pass is Nick. Good pocket, good protection. Throws this one deep into the end zone. Was that intercepted? Yes, it was. Touchback, Wofford football, intercepted into the end zone. That is 27. Is that BC?
I think that's BC again. BC said he talked junk and back it up, too. Great play by George BC there.
George BC, though, lingering on that right leg after the interception. Boy, that would be a big blow to Wofford with the inexperience in the defensive backfield. He's one of their lone returners in that area. And that will probably just about do it here in the first half as the South Carolina State coaches are going to head down to the locker room right next to us. Wofford will either sit on this football or maybe take a shot.
Well, if I was a betting man, I would think that they would probably be conservative here. But I haven't had a whole lot of success in Vegas, so they might take a shot here.
No luck on the blackjack table?
No luck on the blackjack table.
Delay a game on Wofford. Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium on Willie Jeffries Field on a beautiful, well, have we reached fall yet, or is it still technically summer? I've always considered August summer.
Right. I think we have a couple more days left.
Yep. Handoff far side, and he is wrapped up immediately. And that should just about do it here. Wofford going to come out and run another play. Second down and about 13 yards to go. And that will do it for the end of the first half with your score, South Carolina State 14, the number 8 Wofford Terriers 3. Only the second home opener in 12 years for the Bulldogs, and they're looking pretty good. We'll take a break. Time out on the field. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3.
Turn your ambitions into action. What would you like the power to do?
Of Wofford by a score of 14-3. South Carolina State drove right down the field and scored on their first drive. A couple of big plays from Tyrese Nick to Shaq Davis, and then with the touchdown was Demontrez Burrows. And then another touchdown later in the game. A couple of touchdowns for Tyrese Nick, one throwing, one rushing, a little quarterback sneak on the goal line, but it was set up by another big play by Shaq Davis and Demontrez Burrows over the middle. And the lone score for the Wofford Terriers, about a 34-yard field goal from Luke Carter. Again, we've tried to find adjectives, tried to find different ways of saying it, Demetrius Davis, but South Carolina State has played a very solid first half here.
Well, I guess you got to say a picture-perfect half. I mean, I think they came out and did what they had to do to play a number 8 team. You got to come out and try to dominate early. They came out on defense and dominated up front, and offensively they have made some big plays that I think they have made in a long time.
So South Carolina State leading Wofford 14-3. Your buddy Pugh, during the halftime break, what are you telling your Bulldogs?
Well, you got to finish the game. I mean, if football was a game of halves, a lot of people's records would be a lot better, you know. So you got to go ahead and finish the game. You can't give Wofford an opportunity to come out and get some momentum. So you got to come out and still play with the same aggression in the second half that you did in the first half.
Special teams big, of course. Special teams, defense. If they keep playing like they have been, maybe the offense gets another drive or two going. South Carolina State could come out of here with the upset.
That'd be a big win for South Carolina State University. But I think Wofford's going to come out and have a Terrier fight and have something to do with it in the second half. They're going to have some say in this thing.
We'll take a timeout on the field. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3.
You're not going to let it go until it's finished. Neither will I.
Mayans. Premieres tonight at 10 on FX.
Back to Orangeburg, South Carolina, Willie Jeffries Field at Oliver C. Dawson Stadium for South Carolina State and number 8 Wofford. And the Bulldogs lead it 14-3 over the Terriers of Wofford. And the last time these teams met was 2006. Wofford got the win, 28-21. First meeting goes back all the way to 1974. Wofford leads the all-time series 6-2. The last time South Carolina State won a game in this series was the late 70s. So this would be big in so many ways for Buddy Pugh and the Bulldogs.
Well, it'll be big for South Carolina State. It'll be big for Buddy Pugh, but it'll be big for the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference to be able to get a win over a SoCon team.
Absolutely. Let's look at some of the other action that's taking place in the MEAC today. Unfortunately for Howard, they ran into Maryland, 79-0. I saw that score as we were coming in. Elon at North Carolina A&T, that was earlier today. Norfolk State at Old Dominion, that kicked off about an hour ago. So there is some of the action going on. And then we have action on September the 1st, Bethune-Cookman taking on Jackson State. That'll be at 3 p.m. When you look at this South Carolina State team, Coach Demetrius Davis picked 6 in the MEAC in the preseason. Looking a lot better than that out here today.
I tell you, if Wofford's a number 8 team, then they should be a 7 or a 6 team. So, you know, it's not about how the preseason rankings. It's not about what happened last year. You get an opportunity to come out and show what you can do this year. So it's 2019, and right now the 2019 Bulldogs look pretty good.
He is Coach Demetrius Davis of Fairfield Central High School. I am Tyler Cupp, and we are here in Orangeburg as the South Carolina State Bulldogs lead it over the Wofford Terriers. We just heard the news that North Carolina, slight upset over the South Carolina Gamecocks up in Charlotte. And shout out to Reggie Anderson of WLTX local news here, making the trip from Charlotte to Orangeburg to get some footage of this game. Some of the hard-working news guys here in the state of South Carolina. Keys to the game in that second half upcoming for South Carolina State.
Well, you got to come back out and you got to stay aggressive on defense. And at this point in the game, you got to tell your offense, now is not the time to lose the game. You don't have to do anything crazy to win the game, because if the defense can come out and just get stops, you can win the football game. So don't panic. Don't do anything there on that end. Now, if I'm Wofford got to come out and make some plays here. They got to get the ball down the field, and they got to be able to stop South Carolina State on offense. And playing Wofford is not a great come-from-behind team in, past years because of the triple option. Now, being that they're passing the ball now, they might be able to come back and make some plays here.
So we will see what Wofford has in store coming out in the second half, and the great band performance, as you see, on ESPN3 of South Carolina State. They get down here in Bulldog Country. We'll be back after this break. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3.
I need to be a part of the club.
It's a line. You cross it, ain't no walking it back.
You're not gonna let it go until it's finished. Neither will I.
Mayans premieres tonight at 10 on FX.
And welcome back to Willie Jeffries Field at Oliver C. Dawson Stadium in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Tyler Cup, Coach Demetrius Davis of the Fairfield Central Griffins in Winsboro, a former South Carolina State assistant coach under Buddy Pugh. We are ready for second half action as the South Carolina State Bulldogs lead it over the Wofford Terriers, ranked number 8 in the nation in FCS, by a score of 14-3. A bit of a shocker here as we look at some of the halftime stats given to us by the folks here in the press box. Joe Newman for Wofford, 5 of 12 passing, 86 yards. He's been sacked one time. That offensive line, one of the best in the nation a year ago, third in the nation in FCS in giving up sacks. They've already given up one big one there. Let's see on the side for South Carolina State, Tyrese Nick, 7 of 14, 151 yards and a touchdown. That's what Coach Buddy Pugh talked about. He needs to be a little better, and right there it shows. I mean, that's pretty high percentage there for Tyrese Nick. Tyshawn Baines, 6 carries, 22 yards, leads the rushers in receiving. Demontrez Burrows, 4 catches, 102 yards and a touchdown. But Shaq Davis with 2 big catches to get inside Wofford territory with 47 yards. And that kick is end over end into the end zone for a touchback. What are some of the stats that jump out to you, Coach?
Well, I think they're rushing stats. I mean, Wofford team stats, 21 carries for 64 yards. I would be impressed to see the last time Wofford was held under 100 yards and a half. So hats off and kudos to South Carolina State's defense.
Leading the way in tackles for South Carolina State, Tyro Goodwin with 5. Here's the one that jumps out. Time of possession, Wofford always leads. Well, they do. 20 minutes to 10 for South Carolina State, but the Bulldogs are leading 14-3.
Exactly. Wofford's done a good job of getting some drives, but South Carolina State has become the defense that bends but don't break.
Penalties about the same. Wofford with 5, SC State with 4. Here is the option play for the Terriers, and the quarterback is cut down. That's Joe Newman. He was spelled by Miller Mosley there in that second quarter. Newman played the majority of the first quarter into the second, and Miller Mosley played the last 3 or 4 series for the Terriers, and Newman is back out. He's one of the team leaders. They had a media luncheon a couple weeks ago, and Newman was one of the player representatives that was speaking for his football team. 3 receivers for the Terriers. 1 back in the backfield, Joe Newman's QB. He's going to give a handoff to Luther far side, and he's taken down almost a horse collar out across the 30-yard line to the 32. Luther can scoot. They're trying to get him on the edges.
Yeah, Luther can run, and they're trying to get the speed sweep off. I think they can realize that the defensive line has been getting some push inside, so they're trying to get out on the perimeter to see if they can get some out there.
So 3rd down and 4 as sun setting here in the OBG. Sky's a little darker here. Still some blue and some purple and orange. Big 3rd down for Wofford. First series of the 3rd quarter. Could be a handoff far side. Trying to get the first down yard marker. Can't do it. That SC State defense wraps them up. And you can see they are excited. The Bulldogs, number 91, Roderick Perry from Knightdale, North Carolina, and forces the 4th down and 2. And like we talked about at halftime, come out, play solid defense, sound special teams, maybe get another drive on offense or two. You know, Wofford has trouble playing from behind with that triple option attack. SC State with a sound fundamental game plan here to knock off the number 8 team in the country.
And you like to say you want to make a team play left-handed, but you know Wofford is a ball control outfit, so if you can make them come from behind, that's something that they're uncomfortable with.
The kick was almost blocked. Punter got taken down to the ground, but no flag. That was clean, and South Carolina State will come out. Solid crowd for the home opener for the Bulldogs. They will take on Lane College next week, and then a week after that, a trip to South Florida. They call those the money games.
Yeah, they call them the money games, but those trips be fun for everything except for Saturday.
3 receivers. And here's the handoff near side and cut down at the 40. Nice gain there on first down. Again, just 3-4 yards and a cloud of dust there.
Yeah, and once again, you got D.T. Wilson in there for Wofford, a 6'1", 235-pound senior. Came in and got the running back down.
Datron James, the running back for the Bulldogs, out of North Charleston, one of the returners to this offense, 360 yards rushing a year ago. Still have not seen Omar Cummings out of Beaufort. Might see him later on in the half. Going to be a play-action fake that is caught by Shaq Davis, and he barrels a player over inside Wofford territory to the 45-yard line. Boy, we're going to have a lot of fun watching Big Shaq Davis this season, aren't we, partner?
I tell you, I'm already enjoying him. I tell you, I've been impressed with how they've been able to stay attacking on offense. You know, a lot of times the coaches, when I say we, I'm talking about coaches, we get a little conservative when we have a lead. But
yeah.
I think they're still attacking here, and they're still being aggressive.
3 wideouts, handoff near side, and he is tripped up. Who was that in on the stop for Wofford? I think that was 13.
Yeah, that was Mason Allstat. Mason, 6', 205-pound senior out of Kentucky.
Yeah, and you know, that's the first time we've called his name making a play. He's one of the returners on this defense, preseason All-Southern Conference coach, and finally he makes his presence felt there.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot from him, but he came in on a big play that time.
So 2nd down and 11. After the tackle in the backfield, Tyrese Nick, play-action fake, being chased, got to get it out, throws this one far side, one-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete. A lot of pushing and shoving, but it was clean. DeMontrez Burrows, both guys kind of boxing out there, like in basketball, trying to get position. A little contact, and the officials let him play there. So this should be 3rd down and 11. So 3rd down and 11. Bulldogs inside Wofford territory. 4 wideouts. That's actually Corey Fields now in at QB. His first action, he's going to throw this one, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Shaq Davis. Double covered on the play. Corey Fields, the first time we've seen him in action at quarterback, the redshirt freshman. He's more of a thrower than a runner out of Hollywood, South Carolina, Baptist Hill.
Yeah, on the play before, Tyree Nick helmet came off, and the new rule, if your helmet come out, and during play, you got to come out for one play.
Good catch there, Coach. So back to punt will be the Bulldogs. Low snap, but a good kick. And this one is actually going to bounce into the end zone. Special teams unit can't down it. And the Terriers will come out. So ball at their own 20. We have exchanged possessions here. Oh, no. And there is Tayshawn Baines on crutches.
You don't want to see that this time of year, though, but looks like he's moving pretty good on it, so let's hope that he have a good outcome on it.
Let's take a time out.
Mayans premieres tonight at 10 on FX.
And back now on ESPN3 to bring you MEAC football as South Carolina State is holding strong and trying to pull the upset over number 8 Wofford, leading by a score of 14-3 here in the home opener for the Bulldogs. 4 wideouts. Wofford back with the football. And it's going to be a quarterback run straight up the middle. And he is tackled by Tyrell Goodwin as soon as he passed that line of scrimmage. Goodwin having himself a day on that defensive front. He's got about 7 tackles. You know, this is a defense coming in, Coach Davis, that last year, a year ago, they gave up the run. 200 yards per game they were giving up. 24 points per game. And this defense is nothing like a year ago. That experience has helped. Throws this one, and was that intercepted? That is intercepted, picked off by South Carolina State.
Yeah, it looked like we got an interception by Jacoby Durant there from Lamar, South Carolina.
Jacoby Durant picked off, interception, and the Bulldogs are back in business. Oh, my goodness. That Wofford crowd across the way, crickets, silenced on the visitor side. Even some of the SC State fans are quiet. They're not sure what they're seeing. Wow. Jacoby Durant, redshirt sophomore. You know, Buddy Pugh talked about the depth on offense and the depth on defense, but they're young guys. Some of those defensive backs took their lumps last year. A lot of freshmen, sophomores. Now they're back as juniors and seniors, and he really likes what he has. He said to me this week on the phone that it's been a long time since he can remember he had this amount of depth on both sides of the football.
Well, you like young players. You know, if a dog's going to bite, he's going to bite when he's a puppy. So he don't grow up and all of a sudden start biting people. So when you got great young players like that, you know, you're excited about them.
I was waiting for one of your classic analogies, and I got it. Took to the third quarter, but I got it. 14-3. South Carolina State with the football and the lead. Inside the 30. Ball at the 27. 2nd and 6. Back to pass, looking, got a wide open receiver, and that's incomplete. Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure if he had it on his fingertips. Looked like it was close. That was DeMontrez Burrows. Near side of the field. Let's look at the replay, Coach. See if he got a hand on this. Oh.
I think he got a fingernail on it.
Mm-hmm.
Football is a game of inches, 2 inches there, and that's the completion there.
So 3rd down. Interesting spot of the football here, Coach. You know, we're not sure exactly of the range of Dylan Bredson, the junior kicker out of Florida, but let's see how many yards they pick up here on 3rd down. It's going to be a run. Nick gets out of it inside the 20. Shifty move inside the 15, and it's 1st and goal for the Bulldogs at the 6.
That was a great play by Nix to get out of the pocket there and get that first down. That was a big first down there because, like you said, they was in the middle of field goal range there. So now that was a big play.
That was a great read, outstanding run. Look at that. Pocket collapses. A little shifty move there to pick up 3 more yards. And not quite 1st and goal. I misspoke. It's going to be 1st and 10. The first down yard marker, they've got to get to the 3. So it's going to be a handoff. No, Nick going to keep it on the outside, looking for some space. Bounces it back out to the outside, and he's taken out of bounds near the 5. Still a good chunk of yardage on the run. You get the sense, Coach Davis, and you've been in this situation. I'm sure you've seen it as a coach. You've got somebody breathing down your neck. You've got a backup quarterback, a young upstart, a redshirt freshman that can throw it. You didn't have the best year throwing last year if you're Tyrese Nick. There's a little pressure on him to perform, and he is doing lights out today.
Well, competition is what makes great football teams great. You know, whenever you got guys out on the field that competing and they want to play and they know if they leave the huddle, they might not get back in the huddle. So they tend to pay attention to details a little more.
2nd down and 6. Nick, it's going to be an option play. Pitches it outside and tackled right around the 5. That was Datron James once again on the carry. We've only seen 2 backs in the backfield. Baines, who unfortunately has ice on the knee and crutches. He got knocked out in the first half, and now Datron James. Crucial 3rd down and 1. We've got a stoppage of play here, Coach. Not sure what this is about. Looks like we're going to have Little substitution here. I see big Alex Taylor coming out of the game being attended to by the trainer.
Yeah, it must have blood. Whenever the referee sees blood, you have to come out of the game for a play.
He's had a good game on that right side.
He has.
3rd down and 1. Back in the shotgun are the Bulldogs. Trying to go up 3 scores. It's going to be a fade into the end zone, incomplete, and a flag is down. We're going to get pass interference on somebody. There was a ton of pushing and shoving. But who's going to get called? It's on the defense.
It's on the defense.
You weren't sure yourself.
I really wasn't.
There was a lot of pushing. And, a lot of times when the officials see those hands extended from the offense, they'll call it right away. Yeah, that was defensive pass interference for sure after the replay. That was a great shot by our camera crew.
Yeah, but in Mason Allstat's defense, man, that's that big pretty joke. He had to get his hands on me. He had to do something.
So, half the distance to the goal. It's 1st and goal. Handoff straight ahead. Touchdown Bulldogs. South Carolina State makes it 20-3 over the Wofford Terriers. And it's Datron James up the middle. Coach, you're a guy that looks at the psychology of the game, and you look at, you can't see their faces inside those helmets, but you can tell their body language. Wofford is looking a little defeated right now. Spot kick, and that is good. 21-3. South Carolina State leads it over 8th-ranked Wofford, and the upset is in hand and brewing here in Orangeburg. So Wofford will get the football back, but Coach, Terriers have struggled here. Let's go to commercial break. Let you finish that thought. It's ESPN
To do.
Welcome back to Oliver C. Dawson Stadium in Orangeburg, South Carolina, as South Carolina State leads Wofford 21-3, and we're here midway through the 3rd quarter as the night sky falls here in Orangeburg, and the lights are on in the stadium. Back to receive is Wofford, and they will take it. Let's see here. He fair caught that at the 5.
Yeah, but with the new rule, if you fair catch it in there, they'll bring it out to the 20.
Okay. I was not aware of that rule. Looks like one of the officials was slightly confused on that as well.
Exactly. Actually, bring it out to the 25.
Okay. So 25-yard line for the Terriers. To the far hash. So Joe Newman back in at QB. 4 wideouts and a 4-man front for the Bulldogs. They've stayed in that for the better part of the game. Newman's going to run to his left now. Can't go anywhere, and he is bottled up by the SC State defense.
I tell you what, that was a great play right there. I saw BJ in there, and I saw a couple more of the guys in there making that tackle there.
Yeah, Rod Perry was in on that stop as well. Man, oh man. This SC State defense returning 9 starters on that side of the ball. They were only 7th in total defense in the MEAC last year. They're playing like they got something to prove and a chip on their shoulder here in the home opener versus the Terriers. 2 wideouts to the far side. Lone back, play action fake. Newman rolls to his left, throws it over the middle. That is incomplete. And now you're seeing frustration. Boy, what a shot by our camera crew there. Getting TJ Luther slamming his hands down on the ground.
Yeah, body language is important, man. But when games like this, when momentum shifts on you, you have to go to your kids at this time. You have to tell them keep playing. Still a lot of football to be played.
Look, there is, and we've done all the prep this week, Coach. The talent is there for Wofford. If they're going to make a run at this thing, they've got the talent. They've got the skilled players. They've got the receivers and the backs, and Newman is certainly capable of getting it downfield. They just got to focus, you're right. 3rd down and 13. A tall task here. Newman back to throw. And he is over the middle, and that is, did he catch that football? Yes, he did, close to the first down yard marker, but did he get it? Wow, they're going to give it to him. Move the sticks for the Wofford Terriers.
That might be the biggest third down conversion they've had all night. You know, with their back against the wall, they was able to come out and make a big third down and long there.
DeMore Van Cleve coming out from his running back position, looked like a wheel route, and caught it there at the first down yard marker. 3 wideouts, tight end split. Newman, 3-step drop. Now he's going to run and throw, and that is caught at the 45. Now cuts it inside and hit hard at midfield. That was Dorian Lindsay. You see the replay there. Lindsay with a simple stop route there on the sideline. We still have not called the name of Jason Hill, who's one of the top returners for this Wofford offense at receiver. 26 catches, led the team in 2018 out of Spartanburg. He's yet to touch the football. And there's a big hole made for the back as he squeaks into South Carolina State territory inside the 45 down to the 44. Once again, B.J. Davis in there on the stop. That was big play Blake Morgan, as they call him. Only 5'9", but he packs a punch when he gets the football.
Yeah, it looked like Wofford's found something that they like here. They going underneath and going into the gun and running inside zone here, something they hadn't been able to do all day.
Back in the spread, 3 wideouts. 2nd down and 3. Bulldogs with a 21-3 lead. And it's going to be a read option. Newman keeps it, pitches it out. Ball's on the ground. And Morgan's got a fall on it, and he does for a loss. This offense just not in sync at all.
It's not. And watching them go and run and pitch the ball, that's what Wofford does. And to see him pitch the ball and put it on the ground there, it lets you know that they're a little discombobulated.
Well, I think it's going from the spread, then back to the option. You know, there's slight confusion there, and that's not me questioning the play callers at all. I just think these players are used to one style, then going back to the other, and in this game, they've gone back and forth. They've kind of flip-flopped philosophies, if you will, on different drives. Big 3rd down and 6 for the Terriers, just inside Bulldog territory, and it's going to be an option. Newman's going to keep it inside the 40, 35, finally taken down at the 30, and that is what we're used to seeing in terms of Terrier football. That option run to perfection. They were fooled on the far side and even fooled on the near side, respecting that running back coming down the near side.
Yeah, we're going to see more option now, but now the clock is going to become an enemy to Wofford now. It's getting to the point now where South Carolina State can bend. If they don't break, they have a chance, but Wofford seems to have a little success here. Momentum might be changing a little bit.
Joe Newman and the Wofford offense set up at the SC State 30. And it's going to be a handoff straight ahead. That's big play Blake Morgan inside the 20, 15 down inside the 10. Going to be close to a 1st and goal for the Wofford Terriers. And, Coach, we talked about the difficulty for this Wofford offense and these players. How about the SC State defense? This entire game they've seen mostly spread, and now they're seeing the triple option back in full force as we see a no huddle. Joe Newman gets cut down in the backfield.
It looked like we got Janelle Brown on that play from out of Timberland High School down in St. Stephen's. Great tackle there.
But the challenge is there for the SC State defense going back to defending this triple option.
Right. It's tough on them being able to go defend the spread, defend the run, defend the pass, and then have to defend the option and have your rules there. That's tough. And that's what Wofford does to stress a lot of defenses out.
So 2nd and goal, ball backed up at the 12 after the tackle for loss. Man in motion, that's Jason Hill coming to the far side flanker. Going to be a handoff straight ahead. Powers his way inside the 10 down to about the 8. That was Nathan Walker.
Well, a lot of times you don't like to say one down is bigger than the other, but this is a big 3rd down here for Wofford offense, and it's a big 3rd down here for South Carolina State's defense.
Yes, it is. 3rd down and goal. Ball at about the 8. Josh Berger in there at offensive line. Justice Basinger for Wofford out of Florida, the preseason All-American on the right side. Newman takes it, And it's going to be a reverse coming near side, and he slides down and can't get anywhere. SC State had it sniffed out.
Great play there on the reverse. Wofford went to a little trickery. South Carolina State was disciplined there, and the defense stood out there.
So this should be a field goal attempt. Should be about a 31-yarder on the right hash. Spot kick, and that is good. Luke Carter is true. 2 for 3 on field goal attempts, and he has broke all kinds of records at Wofford College, and he is continuing to have a stellar career as a Terrier. 21-6, South Carolina State leads it over Wofford, and you are watching the MEAC Digital Network Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. We'll be back on ESPN3. Bulldogs lead it 21-6.
So let's get after it. What would you like the power to do?
Back now in Orangeburg, nightfall here, heading towards the low country on I-26, and it is South Carolina State 21, Wofford 6. Bulldogs 15 minutes away from an upset. 38 seconds remaining in this third quarter, and SC State will take the kickoff straight ahead up the field and taken down around the 25-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. Well, if you're Buddy Pugh, offensive staff, what are you telling your crew out there as they take the field?
Well, first downs are your friend here. I mean, if you can get some first downs here and run the clock now, you know, you can have an opportunity to be successful here. You don't want to give Wofford the ball right back now because they found a little momentum on that drive, but the defense stood up and got them off the field. So now the offense got to respond.
What's so weird about this, Coach Davis, is the fact that this game has felt like such a grind for both sides in terms of fans and players. But this is the type of game that Wofford plays where they kind of grind it out. But it's SC State doing that to the Terriers.
Exactly. They took a page out of Wofford's playbook, and, you know, they 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and they were grinding a little bit, and they're having a little success.
So here is Tyrese Nick up the middle on the run, and he gets up to the 30-yard line. Just a simple quarterback keeper there. I mean, he can do it on his legs, second in the MEAC in rushing from a year ago. That's such a crazy stat to me, that the quarterback was second of all the running backs in the entire conference.
Well, that can mean one or two things. Either he's that good or the other running backs wasn't that good. So for him to be able to do that, I think he's just a good player.
And that will be the end of the third quarter as we head to the fourth with your score. South Carolina State 21, Wofford 6. We'll be back on ESPN.
To help turn your ambitions into action. What would you like the power to do?
And back now on the MEAC Digital Network broadcast on ESPN3 as South Carolina State has the football. And I think that's going to be a loss on the play, Coach Davis, in the first play of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think it might have got back to the line of scrimmage there. But
So a third down and 5 upcoming. As you see some of the South Carolina State fans, we got a update on the stats, and Wofford actually leads in a number of categories, but the one that jumps out, red zone scores and chances, SC State is 3 for 3. Wofford is 1 for 2. They've made the most of their opportunities, and here's a big third down. Tyrese Nick can't get there. He's going to be tackled short of the first down, about a yard shy. And this should bring out the punt team. And it does. In terms of stats, we can go back to him. Tyrese Nick, 8 of 18 passing, 164 yards and a score. Tyrese Nick, also the leading rusher. No surprise there. 7 carries, 37 yards rushing. Leading receiver is still Demontrez Burrows with 4 grabs and 102 yards. SC State back to punt. A guy we haven't really talked about who has made a bunch of stops. He's kind of been in on a lot of stops is Cornelius Walker. He's got 5 tackles on the night. John L. Brown with 5, and Tyrell Goodwin with 5. And again, you look at the rushing stats for Wofford, Joe Newman, 44 yards. Nathan Walker, 35 yards. Blake Morgan, 23 yards. I mean, in a win, that might look okay, but when you're down 21-6, those numbers are not Terrier numbers, if you will.
Exactly, and it's going to be interesting to see, what's the game plan now, if they continue to run the ball and run the clock, or do they try to throw the ball and attack and try to score fast here?
All right, let's take a break. Officials timeout. 21-6, South Carolina State leads Wofford in Orangeburg.
What would you like the power to do?
Back to Orangeburg, 21-6. South Carolina State leads it over the Wofford Terriers. Terriers trying to avoid the upset. And here is Joe Newman up the middle for a big burst and a first down on a 1st and 10 play. Another stat that jumped out to me, Coach, after the third quarter is the fact that the 3 leading tacklers for Wofford, all secondary players, defensive backs. That's not good.
Not a good thing if you're a defensive coordinator. You don't want those tackles being made 10, 15 yards down the field. You want that tackle to happen a little earlier.
In the spread, 3 wideouts, 1st and 10, ball at the 39. Wofford on the move, fires this one over the middle, intercepted by South Carolina State at the 45. Oh, my goodness. That is John L. Brown. He's got a sack and an interception. What a great day he's having.
What a great day. We have to go back and look and see the last time Wofford probably have thrown 3 interceptions in the game. If you go back and look over them over the past 100 years, it'll probably be the first time.
Boy, oh boy, the Terriers have seen better days. SC State came to play. Just a great game plan by this coaching staff on both sides. And this could be the drive of the game for the Bulldogs. Yeah, it's going to be a little screen pattern, 40-35, and he gets the first down. That is Shaq Davis.
Yeah, that's our guy again, the Big Shaq. Instead of the Big Mac, now we have the Big Shaq, and he's a good-looking player out there.
He might steal some names from Shaquille O'Neal, the Big Shaqtus.
Well, the game he's had so far, I think he can come up with whatever name he likes.
Redshirt freshman out of Somerville has shined here today. 1st and 10. If SC State gets a touchdown here, might be all but over. Hay in the barn. It's going to be a handoff to the back. No, Tyrese Nick's going to keep it far side. They faked me out, and he's out of bounds for a short gain there.
Yeah, they tried to run a little load play there, a little load option with the quarterback run there, and Wofford did a great job of stretching it out a little bit.
What have you seen from this offense? I feel like it's been very versatile.
Been very versatile. I think they're attacking. They're attacking in opportunities. They're throwing on different downs. I've been very impressed with the offensive production today.
2nd down and 10. Three wideouts. And Tyrese Nick, play action fake, going to throw, and was that completed? Yes, it was. And that was Wolverine. Not the X-Man Wolverine. That's Wolverine. 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, we got a good RPO there. That was the run-pass option that they did there. He put the ball in the running back and threw out the hitch out there. Good play call by.
This first variant shine through for the Bulldogs. It's going to be a handoff to the back straight ahead, and he's going to be close to a first down as he crossed the 25. And that's going to be about a yard and a half shy.
Yeah, it's going to be a little short here. This is going to be the first tough call Coach Pugh had to have all day. Let's see what they're going to do.
That was LeBron Morris, his first carry of the day, and we are going to see a field goal. So this will be a tough one here. 41 yards. Center of the football field, it's high enough, it's long enough, but no good. Just missed. And Wofford will get the football back. So the 41-yard attempt, no good for Dylan Bresden, junior out of Florida. and the Terriers will come back out. Wofford just kind of hanging around. I mean, down 2 touchdowns. We're calling this game as if it's all but over, but it's truly not. Wofford still has some opportunities here.
Still a lot of football to be played here. I mean,
Mayans, Premiers tonight at 10 on FX.
South Carolina, and if Wofford is going to get back in this game and avoid the upset, they got to score right here. 21-6, about midway through the fourth quarter. 3 receivers. And Newman's going to keep it on the option and picks up the first down up to the 39-yard line. Newman is getting close to 150 yards rushing on the day.
Yeah, he's done a great job. They went to the dive option a little bit out of the spread, and he's had an opportunity to get out on the perimeter a little bit and kind of stretch South Carolina State's defense out.
Tackling has been pretty solid for SC State in this game. Back in the option, Newman coming near side, pitches it off, ball is on the ground, got a fall on it, and they do back at the 30. And getting a hand in there once again is B.J. Davis. Boy, he's had a great day. Watch this replay here.
Goes back to what we said early in the game. Big-time players make big-time plays, and that was a big-time play in a crucial situation there.
So a Bulldog just getting a hand on it. And B.J. Davis, he's been all over the field. 21-6, Wofford with a long second down. Takes the shotgun snap, back to pass. Good pocket, throws, intercepted. Intercepted again, 40, 35, down inside the 35-yard line. That was intercepted by Jalen Evans, the redshirt sophomore from Hartsville, South Carolina, down near Kellytown.
Tell you, I've been really impressed with South Carolina State's defense today. They've been able to get out the Wofford in a way that I'm pretty sure Wofford hasn't been a guy like this in a long time.
So in the shotgun snap, Nick gonna throw. Here's the gut punch, throws, and that is incomplete, knocked away by a Wofford Terrier. That was Donovan Anderson making a play back there. First time we've called his name for the Terriers today. And a Boiling Springs right down the road from Wofford. Out of the shotgun, Tyrese Nick on 2nd down and 10 inside Terrier territory. Nick going to throw again over the middle, and what a grab by Shaq Davis. Bounced around down to the 15-yard line. Oh, my goodness. This man is a star in the making for SC State.
Man, I can see South Carolina State season ticket sales going up after the night.
Three turnovers for the Wofford Terriers. Couple of interceptions. SC State in business. And Nick's going to keep it himself. Tackled in the backfield. All right, Coach Davis, if you're Wofford, you're on your heels here. Backed against the wall. Down 2 touchdowns. Defense got to step up and make a play quick.
Well, right now you have two enemies. Right now, South Carolina State is an enemy and the clock is an enemy. So you got two things going against you here, and hopefully, they can get a stop here and still have a chance to win the game. But I think if South Carolina State can actually score here, it might be the last nail.
Mm-hmm. Second down and 10. Nick going to pass again. Throws this one into the end zone. Incomplete. Good coverage on the play.
I like South Carolina State being aggressive there, but the only thing that's bad about an incomplete pass in this situation is you're stopping the clock here, and I think that helps Wofford in this situation.
That was Anderson again on the coverage for Wofford as Shaq Davis coming out of the game. He just walked around the end zone, and he's jogging. I think he's got a cramp, Coach.
Yeah, it looked like he might be cramping there.
Yep, that's a cramp. So he's out of the game, so your big play threat on the outside is on the sideline. Let's see what SC State does here with an interesting scenario. 3rd down and 10, ball inside the 20-yard line. And a timeout is called. So a timeout is called by Buddy Pugh and the coaching staff. You said it, Coach. SC State has not only been versatile in their offense, but they have attacked.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and kudos to them. You can tell it's been a long offseason for them because the guys just came out to seem to be a little hungrier.
Back after this.
Blissful state of doneness. So let's get after it. What would you like the power to do?
Back to Orangeburg, South Carolina. 3rd down and 10. Tyrese Nick going to the end zone, and it's incomplete, but a flag is down. Multiple flags have come down. Bulldogs 21, Wofford 6. And Anderson looks like the guilty party here, Coach.
Yeah, it looked like they're going to call pass interference here. The Wofford coaches on the sideline trying to say that it was uncatchable, but they might call defensive holding here.
Defensive holding would only be 5 yards, though, correct?
Well, defensive holding is 10.
Okay.
But they made that rule a couple years ago because you had pass interference that used to be 15 yards and an automatic first down, where defensive holding was a 10-yard penalty.
So a huge break for the Bulldogs. They score a touchdown here, and that will be the backbreaker in this game. And the upset on ice. So Tyrese Nick gets the offense together. It'll be 1st and goal. We'll call it the 3. Nick under center. Handoff straight ahead. Bounces it outside, and there is your dagger. Touchdown, Bulldogs. LeBron Morris. 27-6. And pack it up and fire up the bus.
Well, I tell you, this might be one of the biggest wins in South Carolina State football history, to be able to open up the season with a top 10 opponent and to be able to not only win the game, but be able to dominate the way they have.
Spot kick, and that is good. And this is one of the biggest shockers, not just in FCS, but in all of college football today. South Carolina State, 28, Wofford, 6. Under 4 minutes left to play in this 4th quarter. We'll take a timeout on the field. You're watching MEAC football on ESPN3. 28-6, SC State.
Ain't no fun if it can't kill you.
Mayans premieres tonight at 10 on FX.
Back to Orangeburg, South Carolina, and even the fans here for Bulldog Nation are still in a bit of awe and shock at what they're seeing as South Carolina State leads it over the Wofford Terriers 28-6. Terriers coming in ranked 8th in the nation in FCS. This is only the second home opener for the Bulldogs in the last 12 years. The last time and only time in those 12 years was a loss to Coastal Carolina off a last-second field goal to the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. What does a win like this do for your program at SC State? You know, a lot of returners, a lot of experience, but moving forward, and you get a winnable game, Division II school in Lane the next week, got to feel good for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think you get some confidence, and it makes practice easier, makes everything a lot easier when you win big games like this.
In that shotgun spread, handoff straight ahead, tackled in the backfield, loss on the play. They just keep coming. Those Bulldogs just keep coming tonight.
I've been impressed. When, you know, looking at this game, and you go back and think, it just seemed like South Carolina State was a lot hungrier today than they've been, and looked like they were a little hungrier than Wofford. You know, Wofford being the two-time defending Southern Conference champion, seemed like South Carolina State came and wanted to take the fight to them early.
Mm-hmm. Shaheem Haltewanger and Bruce Johnson in on that last stop. Those guys have played solid on that front line. Second down and 11. 3 wideouts. And it's going to be Miller Mosley hit hard on the option. I mean, SC State has it left, has it right, up the middle. You just can't run on them. About 5 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. Just trying to find different ways to describe the great play here by this Bulldog defense. And there you get a great look at one of the top players of the day in B.J. Davis.
Yeah, he's been all over the field. We've called his name on numerous times today, so he's been all over the field today.
3 receivers, backing off coverage. Third down and 12. Back to pass. Miller Mosley throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Blake Morgan, and that'll bring up fourth down and long. And Wofford doesn't have a choice here. I mean, they could go for it, but you're almost kind of taking the L on this one, Coach, by punting it away.
Well, you don't want to make it worse than it already is. You know, you don't want to give them a short field there. You punt the ball there. Hopefully, you know, you might be able to get another defensive stop and get a chance to get in and get an onside kick. But now, South Carolina State University definitely has the momentum here.
And this will take a Wofford bounce at about the 13-yard line. And SC State will take over. And like you said, first downs are your friends if you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, right now all you want to do is get a couple first downs. The clock right now is on your side, and get a couple first down and keep the clock running.
So South Carolina State shotgun formation. Tyrese Nick with a screen pattern, far side, and trying to get free is the Bulldog receiver. I think that's Wolverine. Yes, it is on the far side. So SC State coming out passing here.
Coming out running. I guess I was wrong thinking that they was going to come out in their 4-minute offense and just kind of run the ball and let the clock run. But they're still attacking. I guess the aggressiveness worked all day. No need to stop now.
28-6, South Carolina State leading Wofford. Second down and about 11 yards to go. And it's been a long time since South Carolina State beat a ranked team in FCS competition. Going to be a play action fake, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. SC State seeking its first win over a ranked team since 2014. They have been 0-5 since. It was against Bethune-Cookman.
Well, I think the bigger stat is them being able to beat Wofford for the first time in 42 years. I mean,
there you go. Of course, the last time these two teams played was 2006, and it's been since the late 70s since the Bulldogs got a win over the Terriers. Wofford 6-2 in the all-time series. Great stat by our production crew. This one is thrown far side and almost intercepted. A circus-like grab there, but he couldn't hang on. And I think a fourth down punt is upcoming. Yes, it is. So for the first time since 2014, the Bulldogs about to get a win over a ranked team in FCS competition. Boy, that's huge for this program that has struggled the last couple of years. It has been very open and public knowledge that, Buddy Pugh talked about possibly having a swan song, having one last year, but is here this season, 4 more victories away from breaking the all-time record of Willie Jeffries, 3 to tie, 4 to take it. And, Buddy's not talking about that record. I mean, you bring up the 2018 season and how of a disappointment that it was. He is excited about this season. He's not looking at that record. He's looking at the depth on offense, the depth on defense, the talent that he has. And I know we've used the word versatile, but, look at a kid like B.J. Davis. That kid could play DN, linebacker, or defensive back.
Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife. He's got a lot of pieces and a lot of different things he can do.
Buddy Pugh may be of the old school, but he has got a youthful exuberance, if you will, about the 2019 SC State Bulldogs, and it's going to be kicked off in the right way with a big win here over Wofford.
And we often talk about a lot of times, Tyler, how big a win this is for South Carolina State, but we talked about how big a win it is for the Mid-East Athletic Conference.
Yes.
As a whole.
Yep.
Anytime you get a chance to beat a Southern Conference team, that's something that you need to be congratulated about because you're representing all teams in the Mid-East Athletic Conference.
Yeah, great stat here in the MEAC Media Guide. 292 NFL draft selections, 12 NFL Hall of Famers, 49 years of excellence. So next year will be the 50th for the MEAC Conference.
Right.
Some great players have competed here in this conference. So Wofford with the football back, trailing 28-6, and they will run right into that SC State defensive line that has wreaked havoc all day. Coach, we talk about all that experience for Wofford. Well, SC State had some experience of their own with 9 returning starters on defense, and the experience has shown more on the Bulldog side than the Terrier side.
Yeah, I think South Carolina State, they played a lot of young guys last year, so they was able to get those guys some experience, a year older, a year stronger, and you can see what happened.
Miller Mosley with the handoff straight ahead and wrapped up as soon as he passes that line of scrimmage. And look who's there in on the stop, B.J. Davis.
Yeah, we talked about that Popeye sandwich a little earlier. He might have to go get him a couple tonight.
Little celebration.
Little celebration for him.
We missed our free meal. They had Popeye's boxes ready for us, but we passed on those. And we got an injured Bulldog player on the field. Got his helmet off, trainer attending to him. Let's see who that is. Looks like 86 for the Dogs. It is Dominguez Wilson. Might have been a cramp for Wilson, he's smiling. He seems to be okay.
Yeah, when you win in those injuries and stuff, be a little light on you.
They don't hurt as bad.
They don't hurt as bad when you win it.
3rd down and 7 for the Terriers. In the shotgun, flag is down. Mosley hits his own offensive lineman and falls down. Ball is on the ground. Terriers fall on it. This is one of those, Coach, where you go back to the drawing board if you're Wofford. You know, you tried to do something different.
Right.
You tried to experiment with that spread, and maybe you did it a little too much. And unfortunately, it puts you in a hole.
Well, it's easy to second-guess things when it don't work. You know, I often tell people a lot of times one of the best plays that you can call is one that worked. You know, and a lot of people are going to question the fact that Wofford's not doing what Wofford does, but at the same time, I think the Steelers are a solid football team here. I just think South Carolina State came out and played a little harder today.
(28-6) Bulldogs lead the Terriers. They're at midfield. Wofford trying to make this not look as bad and work out some offensive kinks here in the final minutes. Pitch near side, and the running back is cut down. That's a new back for the Terriers. That is number 28, Ryan Lovelace, out of Sugar Hill, Georgia. Lovelace was listed as one of the starters on the depth chart, but that's the first time we've called his name. The two deep, rather, for Wofford. And didn't get any playing time until just now. So here's the pitch near side to Blake, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Should be good enough for a first down. It does stop the clock.
Yeah, I think we can see that Wofford's starting to go back to what they do. They're bread and butter. They're going back to the option. I think they're starting to have a little success doing that.
So here in the spread with two backs in the backfield. And flag is down. Blake with a huge hole, 25-20, down to the 15-yard line. That was an early flag. Not really in the area of holding, but let's see what it is. What do you think that was, Coach?
Offside, some defense.
So that like will count.
Defender was lined up in the neutral zone.
Yep. So that big play will count for Wofford. Blake Morgan with a huge run. A big hole made. I think SC State might have thought that play was dead because some of those players stopped. So new set of downs for the Terriers. They're moving the football. 1st and 10 at the 15. And Miller Mosley's going to keep it. Pitches it outside to Morgan, and he's knocked out of bounds again after a short gain there. Looks like he got to about the 8. I think you're going to see attendance rise a little bit next week for that game against Lane, too.
And it should. I mean, this fan base should be excited about what's going on and what's in the future for South Carolina State football.
2nd and 3. Out of the shotgun. Handoff straight ahead, and it's a touchdown for the Wofford Terriers. They finally get on the board. Their first touchdown into the end zone all day. And it's on that option play right up the middle. And that is Irvin Mulligan, 5'10", true freshman out of Beaufort, Well Branch High School, Coach.
Yeah, Wofford's going to wish they can get a mulligan after this game here. So.
Spot kick, and that is good. Well done. 28-13. South Carolina State leads it over the Wofford Terriers. Just a few minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. And South Carolina State will come out and get the football one more time and hopefully get a first down here and there and get in that victory formation.
Yeah, now it's the time to run the clock a little bit. But now if you're Wofford, you might onside kick this thing and try to get the ball back here.
Get a good look at Buddy Pugh, 18th season. Oh, Oliver. 4 wins away from the all-time record here at South Carolina State, a proud program here with the Bulldogs. Coached where you coach now at Fairfield Central High School, winning a state championship with the Griffins, and came to his alma mater, SC State, to coach.
Yep, 18 years. 18 years ago, he left University of South Carolina, where he was the running backs coach there, and came down and took over the head coaching job here.
And that was with Lou Holtz, correct?
He was with Brad Scott and Lou Holtz.
Scott and Lou, okay. So he endured those tough seasons with Brad Scott into Lou Holtz.
He did.
Oof. So an onside kick here, and right into the hands of SC State. And the Bulldogs will take it. I believe that was redshirt freshman Quincy Hill out of Columbia.
Spring Valley High School.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Robin Bacon, good friend of ours.
Yeah, Robin Bacon sent a tweet out today letting us know how many players he had for Wofford and South Carolina State today.
Robin Bacon, one of the class guys in the state of South Carolina. So South Carolina State lining up in the victory formation. 28-13 Bulldogs over the Terriers, and oh, how sweet it is. This is the icing on the cake for a great opening season victory for the Bulldogs of Orangeburg.
Yeah, we would have to go back and look at the record books to see the last time South Carolina State has won this big of game for this program.
Well, they had the last time they beat a ranked team. I'd like to know the last time they beat a top 10 team. You know, that was a great stat by our production team for sure, because the last ranked team was 2014. But I believe they showed Bethune-Cookman was 14th or 15th around there. And there's another knee, and I think that should just about do it, as seeing if any of the players getting the Gatorade bath ready for Buddy.
Yeah. Well, to be on the sideline and be able to look at that formation is an unbelievable feeling. So I know he's in a good mood down there right now.
He might have put the kibosh on the Gatorade bath, Coach. All right, so looks like we'll have one final kneel down, 3rd and 15 at midfield. Tyrese Nick in the offense. You take a look at on the SC State sideline, hugs and hand pounds all around. And that will do it. South Carolina State knocks off the Wofford Terriers 28-13. And that man, Buddy Pugh, is now 3 wins away from the all-time record at South Carolina State. Congratulations to the Bulldogs on a huge win over the 8th-ranked Wofford Terriers. Coach Davis, appreciate the call, but how about that win for South Carolina State? Can't say it enough.
Can't say enough. Congratulations to Coach Pugh. Congratulations to the staff. Congratulations to the players that came out and played lights out today. So congratulations, South Carolina State University.
All right, that will do it for us here at Orangeburg at Oliver C. Dawson Stadium. We will see you in a couple weeks. MEAC Digital Network of ESPN3. My thanks to our entire production crew. Coach Demetrius Davis of Fairfield Central High School. I am Tyler Cupp saying so long. Final score, South Carolina State 28,